Here's the revelation. The word father is the Greek word and the Hebrew word that is transliterated pater. P-A-T-A. Can you write that word down? That's a good word to remember. Pater. This word pater means source and sustainer. It means both concepts. It means the source and the sustainer. That means that which the element came from is called the father. So the source of a thing is its father, and it also sustains what comes from it. That's why God never calls himself mother. You'll get that next week. God never calls himself mother because mothers are not source. God is called the father of creation because everything was made by him, and without him not anything made that was made. And everything that is seen came from that which is unseen. So everything that you see came out of God. And before anything was, everything was in God. So God was pregnant with everything before anything became something. So if you met God before anything was made, you'd be meeting everything but wouldn't have known it because everything was in God. So when everything came out of God, the very fact that it came out of God made him the pater, the father, the source. But pater also means sustainer, which means whatever comes out of the source is also sustained or upheld by the source. That's why you'll find in Hebrews chapter 1 a very interesting statement you need to study. It says, in times past God spoke to us through many sundry ways and divers means, but now in these days he speaks to us through his Son, by whom he made the universe, and he upholds all things. How? By the word of his power. That means whatever came out of God, he's sustaining. That's why he's called the father. So a father is the source of a thing that sustains the thing. You're not a father if you just produce it. You're only a father if you sustain what you produce. Now let's go one step deeper here. When God wanted to create the human race, he never went to the soil more than once. Women did not come from the soil. God went to the soil once, he made one man. Hang with me, Bishop. God made one human being out of the soil. He carved it out. God never went back to the soil ever. That means when God finished with this one body, he had everybody in this body. Stay with me. That means when God took this body and put it in the garden, he put everybody who was in the body in the garden. So here was this body with everybody talking to somebody. God designed the male man exactly to represent who he is. God is the source of all creation, so he designed this creature, the male man, to be the source of all the human family. That's why a male is a father, not because his wife voted for him. You're going to get that next week. You are father because it was from you that God took everything else. When God took this male and put him in the garden, God gave the male man instructions. And when God told the male man in the garden, the first thing he told him was to work. So the first thing the male got was work, not woman. All the men say, help. Yes, you don't need a wife, brother. You need a job. That's what you need. Whenever God establishes anything in creation, he also establishes its priority. And therefore, if God gave the male man work first, then as far as God is concerned, the priority for a man is work, not woman. That's why you shouldn't marry a man who doesn't want to work, sisters. Then God took this man, put him in the garden. Then God told this man, he says, I want you to work, cultivate, and protect. Say it with me. Work, cultivate, and protect. Say it loud. Work, cultivate, and protect. These are the three things a male man must do. He must work, he must cultivate everything in his care, and he must protect it under his care. Then after God placed him with these instructions, he gave him his word. He says, there's a tree I don't want you to touch. This is my commandment. Don't touch it. So the male man got the word. No woman around. So he's the worker, the cultivator, he is the protector and the preacher. Then when the man understood his assignment, then God said to the man, activate your brain, name the animals for me. And his brain went to work. And he was busy carrying out his responsibility. Then God says, now I think you're ready to take on some responsibility. It's not good for you to be all one. So God put him to sleep, went inside, pulled out a feed. And now God had two males. He had a male and a male with a feed. And a female is simply a male who could carry the fetus. So if you can't carry a fetus, thou art a male. So no matter how you break your wrists and put earrings in your ears, if you can't carry a fetus, you are a brother. Yes. So don't come to me but no hormones and no hormones and all this stuff. When Adam saw this wonderful, beautiful creature that God took out of him, where did God get it from? Out of him. So he became what? The source of the woman, which made him her father. And whatever comes from you must be sustained by you. You'll get it later, Isaiah. That's why women are not looking for husbands. They're looking for a father. They want a man who could take over where daddy left off. I can't hear you all. It's a little too deep for you. See, the problem is most women only getting husbands. They're not getting a father. A father supports, sustains, counsels, comforts, provides, and protects. That's why most men don't understand why there's a natural inclination to call your wife baby. Why? She is your baby. Come on, say it with me. Say baby. Yes, sir. She came out of you. She's your responsibility to support, uphold, and provide for. God's responsibility for the male is very clear. He's a pater. That means if you are not married, anytime a young woman comes into your presence, you are father. If you take her on a date, suddenly you are father. So if you abuse her, it's called incest. When a young girl goes out with a young man, she should feel safe. So we got a lot of men walking around saying they're men because they have a baby. Now, you know, you ain't a father until you're supporting it. And the baby is not just the product of the union. The baby is the woman. You got two babies. You'll get it later. So we got some strange men around the world. When they get married, they're real excited. And then when the baby comes, then they got to buy milk and powder and diapers and crib and toys and shoes and hats and food and clothes and fees. And then they start saying, woman, there's too much pressure for me. Yeah. Well, let me inform you about something. Please write this down. Don't call responsibility pressure. That's your baby. You made that baby. So you got to sustain that, uphold that, and undergird that, support that, nurture that, feed that, protect that, cover that. And that's why Jesus has a strange name in Isaiah. He is not only called the Son that was born, but his name is also Everlasting Father. You'll get it. You'll get it. Not only is he married to the church, he's the church's father. That's why he meets all your needs. He supplies all your needs. He covers you, protects you, he guards you, he follows you, he feeds you. He does. Why? You are his baby.